Their intention is to transmit vibrations of divine light to assist humanity to learn to love fearlessly. Let's just release any thoughts or ideas that no longer serve us for our highest good and the highest good of all involved. And that first step of the basic activation, divine light that's always flowing through us, but on a human level, we're saying yes. And we're directing it up to our divine heart, human heart, and filling all of our bodies and allowing anything that is inhibiting our next level of loving fearlessly, uninhibited, in a very natural, organic way. We allow ourselves to calibrate to this intention. Just taking a moment to recognize how much love there is within us. And just allow yourself to become aware of an infinite flow of love, pressing upwards and outwards from within. And spilling out to fill the space around us. And now, we invite any and all divine souls who are able to vibrate in and are interested in magnifying and transmitting to humankind, all of humankind, no matter where they originally came from, no matter where they are within our social, political, and economic structures. This intention to shift into the modality of loving fearlessly, remembering how to and learning how to in the human form. And allow your own heart to open up and spread love out from your divine and human hearts. As our divine souls intersect in a flower of life configuration, it is interspersed with ever refining vibrations of love, so that we too are learning to love fearlessly on ever deepening levels. This is love for ourselves, love for each other, for those that resonate most closely, for those that appear so very different. The major chords, the minor chords, major notes, minor notes. And today, this circle is exclusive to those who are having human experiences. But we allow ourselves also to be aware of that joyful song in the heavens. This is such a gentle one, but they're still coming in. Allowing the mental processes to open up and discover what it means to love fearlessly. That means releasing old definitions of what love is, that learned from family, learned through hurt and pain, learned through our songs. We allow light to filter through all of those belief systems, pulling out the threads of the collective consciousness that create that tapestry of the collective consciousness. And replacing it with threads of golden light. It's a metaphorical image, for all is light anyway. But that golden light is more refined vibrations of infinite unconditional love that teaches, supports, sustains, and guides. And let's take a moment to remember our connection with the earth. So with gratefulness for the air, all of the waters, animal kingdom, plant kingdom, all life. We send our love directed through our divine soul knowing, up through our divine heart, human heart, and then down to the center of the earth with a tremendous thank you. And in that two-way flow, we allow ourselves to learn to love fearlessly our connection with Mother Earth, and to learn how to take care of that love. So for some, it's just to wake up that Earth is something to love. For others, it's to learn to take care of. For others, it's to deepen that awareness. So we allow that to happen in ourselves individually, and then we transmit that out to humankind. And with this deepening awareness of our connection with Earth and our intention to allow ourselves to grow and assist humanity in its growth of learning to love fearlessly, we send from divine soul to divine soul. We allow it to move through us and grid out with all of humanity. Divine heart to divine heart. Human heart to human heart. Letting the light do the work. And letting the infinite intelligence, omniscient wisdom, and omnipotent unconditional love flowing from infinity within through each and every one of us and then through us to each and every other one. Rise up the awareness of infinite unconditional love, and with it the courage to love fully and freely, fearlessly. And in order to do that, old hurts that have defined us can melt under the warmth of this light of unconditional love. And the fear of putting ourselves out there with authenticity, we let them be transformed in the warmth of divine light, of unconditional love, and we relax into it. Allowing light to move through us and even up through our own heart, and filling up our whole upper body and opening up the throat so that we speak words of love fearlessly. We act on thoughts of love fearlessly. And we open up our minds to discover what that means in whole new ways. This is with ourselves, with each other, in business, in romance, in familial relationships, personal relationships, strangers on the street, those who drive by, those who seem different than us on the appearance level. Transforming any envy or jealousy that gets in the way of our ability to love fearlessly. For loving fearlessly is our natural, authentic state. Taking a moment to think of someone who pushes your buttons that you don't like, just resonates different than you. And ask for the veil to be lifted from your eyes. And send them love. And as you're sending them love, it's moving through you, so that what you didn't like about them is something that you didn't like about yourself. Let that be transformed in you so that the love you transmit is even purer. And feel the chest area opening up in you. And if it's not opening up, let go and relax into it. And remember that you are divine love incarnated into the human form. You are cosmic consciousness, intimately aware of your deep connection to infinite intelligence that created all things, so it knows all things. Omniscient wisdom that knows how to manage all things for the highest good of all. And omnipotent, all-powerful, unconditional love that can. And in this transition time from one year to the next, for all of those people who have made new resolutions and they want new starts, we send love to them to transform the old fears and the old subconscious inhibitions and let them be transformed into illumination. And inherent in illumination is a deep inner peace and the desire to love fearlessly, the desire to be loved, and the desire to be fearless. And there are many schools of thought that say desire get in your way, but that's the human desire that has a hunger to it. And we're speaking of that deep-rooted desire to serve, to express love. So we open ourselves up to a brand new interpretation of the meaning of the word desire. And when you feel it deep within your being, your human aspect understands it's my calling. It's part of my divine purpose to love fearlessly. And how that is expressed is unique to me individually. And no two people will do it exactly the same way. But it's that calling deep within your soul of souls. That knows I am here to co-create with the all of there is. And I am here to love fearlessly and to serve where my human aspect sees to serve and to trust the process as I move into unknown realms of being that are outside of my past conditioning as a human being. So that I learn to redefine the beingness of the human experience. And we send love to humanity to transform that tendency to take our past and project it into the future, hoping that we'll project it in new ways that are better. And to take just a moment to sit with oneself right now and say, I let go of the past. I let go of what I think I know, so that I may discover what I do know in my heart of hearts, in my beingness of being, in my most authentic self that wants to and knows how to love fearlessly. And I open up my human mind to discover how to interpret that and act on that. In my family, with my friends, and my work, in finding work, in shifting the ideas of work so that it is, how can I serve and receive a just recompensation? for the services that I render. Transmitting the idea of loving fearlessly. And then send it to all of those people who, in this transition time of year, one of the most popular things is to do something to change the physical form, the physical body. We send you love and the courage to love fearlessly so that you define yourself by the love that you feel and express towards others and yourself. And you release the defining who you are by your physical being. And in the process, develop a deep appreciation for this dense but rather sophisticated piece of equipment that we call our physical body, which is a celebration of the miracle of life and is also a wonderful instrument for which we, as divine souls having human experiences, can communicate through to our human ego intellect. And appreciate how our body tells us exactly what we need, the sentience of our physical being, whether it's water or sleep or rest, a pause against stress, salt, sugar, vegetables, minerals, protein. And we transmit to humankind this loving fearlessly of the physical body, which is an integral part of the human experience, in such a way that the human ego intellect doesn't drive its will to the body, but the human ego intellect opens itself up to the beautiful song of communication that our body affords us. Into those who are locked in their own prisons of addiction, loving fearlessly, to step outside of the old, loving fearlessly, so that you're not trying to punish those that inflicted hurt. Loving fearlessly, so you don't drive yourself thinking you have to in order to be loved or respected. Sending love and the vibrations of learning to love fearlessly for all of those who greed drives them. To wake up and recognize that more doesn't fill you more. But you just stop for a moment, look within, and let love rise up. For infinite unconditional love is infinite. And allow yourself to vibrate into more refined vibrations of infinite unconditional love. Loving fearlessly, we transmit this thought to all of those who are facing death. For death is a transition out of the body. But it is not an end to consciousness. So we send love, the courage to love, and to face the end of one chapter and appreciate the chapters that you have lived. Appreciate each and every moment of life. Now and forevermore. And this, in and of itself, is an ongoing learning process for now and the eons to come of your soul experience. So take a moment to really appreciate this physical form. And if there's any discomfort or dis-ease, rest. Take a moment to rest and consider that all things come from the divine light source. We were thought into being by the all of divine light. This can be translated into any one of the great religions. So I'm deliberately using neutral language that asks the human ego intellect to consider it for a moment. What is she saying? So you can feel it on a different level. And you take a moment to consider that you are thought into being by the all, infinite intelligence that knows all things, omniscient wisdom that knows how to manage all things for the highest good of all, and omnipotent unconditional love. And this is inherent in your entire physical being. So allow this to flow fully and freely, loving fearlessly. And you take a moment to ask for radiant health and well-being on all levels. So this will include your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, your psychic body, your heart bodies, soul bodies, light body, radiant health and well-being. For this is also a part of loving fearlessly. Loving fearlessly is not rainbows and lollipops and unicorns. It has many facets and many layers and cannot be put into one sentence. It is something that is experiential. But we send that vibration of loving fearlessly to humankind so that in the letting go of the old and fearlessly facing the new, even the surreality of the newness, we reach out in love. And slowly we learn to trust through the experience. So no matter how small the step or how large the step you feel called to make, the individual call to action is to ask oneself, what comes next? In learning to love fearlessly, in taking action on loving fearlessly. What comes next for me personally to put this into action? Hmm. And if you discover what's getting in your way, you release it and allow light to flow through it and ask for transformation into illumination, reminding you that inherent in illumination is a deep inner peace, a clarity that's new, and the courage to take new actions. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for being interested in learning on how to live your light more fully and freely with emotional freedoms that you haven't even yet begun to dream of. And that gives you the courage and clarity to live your divine soul purpose. Now, just so that I play well with the algorithms here on YouTube, be sure to like the video. Please leave me a comment, because I do love more two-way conversations, and subscribe if you want to stay in touch with any of the new material that I'm putting out there.